Greetings, I'm Bloody Mary. Welcome. I'm Bloody Mary, New Orleans Voodoo Queen. I'm an author, paranormal investigator, a teacher, a tour operator, and all that jazz. I'm very well known with my history of dolls. I'm teaching voodoo doll classes for over 25 years. And I have a collection of haunted dolls. Some favorites at my side. I got a little Marie Lovo. Well, anyway, I also own and operate and the curator of the Haunted Museum here in New Orleans. We've been on hiatus like the rest of the world, it seems, for some time now, and ready to come out. But I've been doing all sorts of projects, including a haunted possessions contest, of which I think we have a winner. I have someone who sent me a collection of dolls, cursed dolls, not just haunted. And I'm going to show you over time how I would cleanse them. Many methods of cleansing, okay? Not just one way. I use a lot of different ways. I created what I call Voodoo Paranormal. We're going to do both old school and new school methods to try to get at the bottom of the alleged curses on these dolls, the hauntings, the attachments. I'm going to utilize different psychics with their different methods to see what they feel about the situation, as well as talk to my assistants, as well as laymen and customers that stop by. We're going to put all those things together, plus a few other methods that I know to try to, let's say, rehabilitate our dolls and let the curse go away. So I'm going to take you on that journey from opening the box on to locking everything away. And I'm going to be using my rattles and my trusty assistants and absolutely everything else. So this is a teaching kind of thing. You can learn by watching and doing with me. And we are going to try to cleanse the cursed dolls. Follow me. I'm here at my Gede altar, Baron and Baroness. This is my altar to the dead, and for protection, I always have a pair of open scissors to cut the way and the path of anything that comes that's not of highest good. We're using those scissors to cut open my haunted dolls, and then we'll replace them back here so they can cut the path of anything that tries to hurt our way. I will also douse them and self with the Florida water and continue that process. Cleansing. Very important for many. Amen. Hi, I'm Bloody Mary. I'm putting an electroscope on Marie Laveau's altar. We are here in the seance parlor at the Haunted Museum with Bloody Mary, New Orleans Voodoo Queen. My task today is to open some cursed dolls that someone sent me. They were wreaking havoc in her house, and strangely enough, several of the cursed items that I have been sent have affected pets, according to the people that sent them to me. So I'm definitely opening this here at the museum instead of at home. But this one had stories about harming dogs. I will read you the letter after. Before I open it, and we're going to do this video in stages, I'm going to light a protection candle. These are great candles. They're poured at the correct planetary hours. They are filled with herbs, incense, and crystals. And we make these, I work with people that make these, and I make some of my own with tourmaline and such in it. So this is a protection candle, burning brightly, which we will leave right here on the table. We also have a other candle on Marie Laveau's altar. For the altar to Marie Laveau is in the back. She is my spirit mother, as well as a spirit guide and a Loa or priestess in New Orleans Voodoo, of which I am Voodoo Queen in, and we are in New Orleans. So I am going to open the box of cursed dolls. Probably have some very boring time while I do. See, this is sent to me. I have an electroscope. I have an EMF meter as well. Oops, see, to say hello to you. Keep it away from the electronics. So in case it goes off, I will tell you when, so that while I open this, we can see what's going on. And I use Voodoo Paranormal. In fact, I created Voodoo Paranormal. It's a mixture of old school and new school. So we give offerings, which I set the tone, and I will open the way as soon as I open the box a little bit. And then we will give offerings. We will examine what the dolls do on their own and then do a variety of things to help transform whatever, I don't know, unclean energy is on them. Everything right now is about cleansing. Maybe we can learn a little something from these COVID times to apply to our jewelry, our talismans, our altars, and our haunted items if they're in need of a little, let's say, rehabilitation. So, open the gates, Papa. Open the gates, Legba. Open the way, Papa. Name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. The Marasa, the mysteries, and La Morte. Open the way. I, Bloody Mary. I, La Cocro. I, Marie Laveau. Through all the names I'm with now and names I've been with in the past or the future, I call you forth to help as we go over these items. Legba, open the way. Give some Florida water. And we'll do a EVP session real quick, or in this case, a REVP after we open them. Here is a letter from the woman with pictures of the dolls and what she sent me. It's a very long letter, which I will read you, but let's open them up first. So, what do we got here? We've got a box. I don't know what's in the box, but there's a little box I'm going to put on the side. I think she did say she's going to send some other things besides her haunted dolls. There's a haunted purse, which is very pretty. It's a mourning purse. I do collect mourning jewelry and mourning outfits for those. So this will go with my collection for that. She thinks it has an attachment too. I will determine that later. Let's put the haunted purse on the side. What do we got in here? We've got a little teeny tiny haunted Dragon Ball Z doll. I will let my son determine this one. If you want to see up close. Here. And I guess the dolls are much smaller than I thought, and they're in this case. So again, I'm going to open the case. I'm going to put some Florida water on the top of it. I'm going to throw the protection candle around it for a minute. I open these dolls and I ask for protection from my spirits, but I also ask for connection so I could see who, what, when, why. Open the way. There's some more paper. They're little tiny dolls. They are very cute. I'm going to take out one at a time. Hey, little dolly. I'm going to put them here. And here's dolly number 2. Very heavy, heavy, heavy. This one, China doll. That's doll number 2. And I'll be taking some pictures of them for you. EMF meter's not going off. The electroscope over there will go red and green. If something's changing, Yolali, Mademoiselle Marie, open the way. Another one in the little case of haunted dollies. And that makes 3. And I see a 4th China broken little alleged baby Venus kind of doll here. So there's 4 of these in this cursed alleged... Oh, no, sorry. There's a teeny tiny odd one here. She's wearing like a burlap outfit. Also missing a leg. 2 are missing legs. I will get her up close because she's very, very tiny. In relation to my thumb. So I have all 4 of them here. 5 if you count the Dragon Ball Z. I'm going to put them in the room on the other side so my night vision cameras can see what goes on with them at night. I'll do that for a couple of days, come back and do another ritual to try to transform them and reawaken them and rebaptize them. In the meantime, we have all the dolls here. I'm going to try to pick them up. Oh, da, 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 da. There you go, with Dragon Ball Z down in the box. And we have opened the cursed dolls. They've had a long trip, so we're going to let them sleep in the museum overnight. I think I'm going to let them sleep over on the large size Ouija board so they could speak that way. So we're going to switch rooms with our little dolly friends. You can see the chair centered on the Ouija board. The Ouija board of which we created, we get answers from. So I'm going to put this down for a moment and present the dolls. I'm going to present the dolls to that chair. And some new dolls to all the spirits that are here, to the spirits that are near to the children.
that would like to play. There's some new dolls here for you to get to know today. You see the dollies here, all the spirits come near. You may play and get to know them, but report back to me today. Ashe, speak through the Ouija board. I'll be back in a few days and I'll be watching.
Here are our little haunted dolls. And here is the letter from the woman that sent them that I'm going to read to you as I, too, am sitting on top of the life-size Ouija board. After perusing the internet for hours for the perfect antique doll, I found a box of beautiful and unique old bisque dolls, including a black frozen Charlotte doll. I couldn't believe the price. I had to double check that this wasn't just a starting price, but nope, it was a buy now. Description said, pack of dolls in box as found. That was all, as found. Where the heck did they find them? One of the many pleasures of buying antiques to me is pondering questions like this. So naturally, I purchased them. I wasn't creeped out by them as I didn't believe items to be haunted or to carry bad energy. Just minutes after checking their status and seeing that they had been delivered, I got a call from my neighbor. My house had been broken into, and they found my dirt bike in a ditch and the ATV missing. My boyfriend and I quickly rushed home, put the package in the back of the SUV, then drove to meet the neighbor. When we tried to leave the neighbor's house, my boyfriend's SUV died, a new Porsche with zero electrical or battery problems. So the neighbor kindly jumped the car and we went about our day. After resolving that incident, the dolls were displayed in my living room. Fast forward 2 days, my mother-in-law, that we were temporarily living with, had a sudden onset of heart palpitations. We took her to the ER, and she was in a AFib with RVR, very dangerous. Our newest TV broke. The screen just went black, and we had to replace it. 2 days later, my black lab was mauled by 2 other dogs needing surgery and a 3-night vet stay. Several weeks later, I woke up to my beloved Yorkie having a grand mal seizure. She, too, had several seizures after that and was placed on seizure medicine. Then she developed tertiary symptoms where her neck and legs would lock up and she would scream. My boyfriend's new Triumph motorcycle started having electrical problems and wouldn't start. It would just flicker. Meanwhile, my boyfriend was having out-of-character mood swings to the point where we had to just leave the house. We've been together for 6 years, and I've never seen this from him before. So after all this, my boyfriend decided to smudge and sage the house based on Native American Indian practice he had observed his father perform. After he did this, I slept for 8 hours. This made me realize that I hadn't slept for more than 3 or 4 hours a day in the months since getting the dolls. I decided in desperation to help my Yorkie, and I would wrap up the dolls and place them in a storage trailer that is kept off on a different part of the property. After moving the dolls to a storage trailer on our flooded home's property, I found out that the Yorkie's calcium was critically low and had been starting supplemented. No more symptoms. No more mood swings from my boyfriend. The Triumph motorcycle started working and didn't need repair. The curdled milk smell that I had tried so desperately to get rid of by madly Febrezing, cleaning, and lighting candles had dissipated. Unfortunately, in a few weeks' time, since being at the house, 3 out of our 9 chickens have been torn apart at night by animals that we still have been unable to figure out how they've gotten in. One of our outside dogs that couldn't go to our temporary housing with us was attacked and pulled through the fence by a neighbor's dogs. Now a garage apartment has the smell of soured milk that won't go away. End of story. The dolls have been saged and wrapped, bags doused in Florida water, and need to find a new home. Thank you so much for taking these. All the items in here give me an awful feeling. Hope to hear from you. I have talked to her. Sometimes things happen in this world. We blame them on the nearest things by. I don't know if these little dolls are to blame, but people freak out and they try to find a source, and there's never one reason. However, don't know where these dolls came from. The provenance has to be found out spiritually. Maybe I'll work with them individually, or maybe all of them together. I do not know as of yet. We have night vision cameras aimed right at this chair that I'll be able to peek to see if anything interesting goes on tonight. And I will cleanse myself with a Florida water, which I always do, and maybe some sacred smudge as well. Now, I do not find that burning sage is the answer for such things. That's just for general little cleansing in the house. It can't hurt, but it's not strong enough. I will probably burn camphor, use salt, and if worse comes to worse, break out the heavy guns. But in the meantime, we're just going to let them sit here, see what my children's spirits
have to say about the new additions. Consult, cleanse, transform. We're here in my haunted museum in New Orleans with the new acquisitions, haunted dolls. Cursed. Be watching. Close away today. Greetings all. We are in my seance parlor in the Haunted Museum in New Orleans. I would say that this is the first official psychic meeting of the minds in this establishment. I did one kind of techno version of connection with the spirits with a ghost box, but my lovely psychic medium
Hello.
and reader here at the Haunted Museum is Juliet Sear. We're going to do a connection on a couple things. On a specific item that I've been working with, or items, and just a general check-in. Now, you haven't been here in how long now?
About 40 days.
Oh, she counts. Okay. So she's been laid off, sort of, but we're all available still for readings. Laid off because we've been closed at the actual museum in the flesh in New Orleans. We can still do cyber readings and cyber shopping and all that jazz. But it's the first time you've been back.
Yes.
Now I'm just going to let us be still for a minute while I open the gates and light a candle so I can get your initial feeling, opinion about spirits of place and what's going on, okay?
Okay.
Like, ba, pa, pa, open the way, Papa La Ba. Putting 3 drops of water out. That helps to move with the spirits and light a candle, our protection candle. To all the spirits that are here, to the spirits that are near, the spirits that can hear. I call you forth, we ask that we may see you, hear you, feel you, and photograph you, everything we need to do with great respect. We are contacting the spirits of place, hope that they are safe. In the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, the Maras, the Mystery of Lamorts, all of our spirit guides, friends, and family on the other side, come to assist. Be still.
Some of the spirits are very confused about what is happening right now. They don't understand where we've been, what's going on, what's happened. There is a lot of confusion on the spirit level.
Well, several times that I've been here, I felt it very vacated, but I guess they pop in and out, and we just did that formally.
Mm-hmm.
I've told them before, but I'll tell them again. The city is on quarantine. COVID-19 is a virus that is attacking and killing many people. And they've made us shut down all businesses, more or less, and they want us to stay in our home or to stay social distanced away from people. And that's what's going on. We're not allowed to have customers at this point. We hope that May 15th or soon after, when, like the mayor said, we'll be able to bring people in again. I have tried to come and feed you. If there's anything you need, please let us know now.
I heard bread distinctly.
Bread.
Mm-hmm.
I can get bread. If you would like bread, I will bring bread. I will break bread. I've also brought some new additions to this place in the midst of the non-chaos. Mm-hmm. And I wanted us to go over those. So if you could grab that box right there. Don't open it.
Okay.
And this box contains some of our newly acquired haunted items. They've been in here for about, 3 days now.
Okay.
And now you don't know what they are, and you might or might not, I don't know. So if you would like to touch the box and just be still with the box, hold on. See what you get out of that.
So right when I touched the box, an old man came through. And he's kind of confused or just kind of lightheaded might be a better way.
Mm-hmm.
Got an old man with a kind of a wacky sense of humor. And it's funny too that a child shows up.
Male, female?
Female. So an old man right away and a female child. The female child wants to play. And the old man is kind of stricter or really more serious about something.
Mm-hmm. So he doesn't like her to play?
Maybe just not at this time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he's trying to maybe teach her something.
Is he trying to teach us? Are his intentions honorable with the little girl? Let's put it that way.
I feel like it fluctuates.
Okay.
And it's kind of bizarre, but there's almost like an up and down or bipolar. It's weird.
With the old
mixed
man.
message, yes. Mixed messages want to come through with the old man.
Okay. And what is the little girl trying to do?
Laugh and be playful and make something into a game.
Mm-hmm.
But he is almost like, not everything is a game. Not everything is like something. He wants her to take it more seriously. But the old man's energy is very strong.
Do you want to close your eyes and I'll open the box and maybe you'll see if that brings any further energies out? There you go. Okay. Stay eyes closed.
Okay. A lot of things, again, that are split. So I do keep getting, the up and down or bipolar or something not in balance, I almost feel, too, like a little, girl spirit wants to play hide and seek. That might be some of it, too.
Well,
like,
we certainly don't have a...
Up, down, over here, over... You know what I mean? Like there is this energy of wanting to hide. Maybe hide from the old man in some way, too.
Okay, you can touch them or open your eyes.
Interesting.
So there's lots of little dolls.
Yes.
Feel the dolls, see if there's anything that'll tell you more through the dolls.
Okay. Well, this one wanted my attention right away more, this doll. And yeah, little girl energy. I almost feel like this doll kind of feels alive.
Okay.
More than the other ones. It just, ooh.
Let me bring her up front.
Okay.
Hello, my darling. Okay, now you can feel the others while you're at it.
That one, again, wanted to come through strong.
Hello. This little doll has a more, I would venture to say, concerned look on her face.
This one has a weirder kind of, a weirder, heavier vibe. Literally, too.
Well, it is literally heavier. It's the biggest one, but yeah.
I don't know. There's also an old woman that seems to be more attached to this doll.
It is very heavy. Okay, grab another while I show them.
I was drawn to this figure, too. This porcelain. Yeah, interesting.
Here comes the ambulance and she's missing limbs.
Yes. And it's weird, a lot of 1920s for some reason wants to come up.
That could very well be the age these dolls. Pick up that one.
Oh wow, this little... I heard crying when I picked this up.
Oh.
Like it was missing for a long time. Like it couldn't be found.
Okay.
It is interesting that right when I picked it up, I did hear the crying.
These two are more of a specific type of a doll called Frozen Charlottes.
Okay.
They were very popular at the time, And they might be happy coming to New Orleans, because in New Orleans, even though they were all around the world, might have had a very specific purpose for these types of dolls, especially the mini black one. I can take her out of her dress for a minute to show her to you. Both of these dolls are missing a leg. They were the kind of dolls that were putting cakes.
Oh,
So
okay.
like king cakes are
Okay.
only mainly here to
Okay.
have these little tiny baby dolls in them, and they ended up becoming known as Frozen Charlotte. There's also a very strange story about a Frozen Charlotte,
Okay.
of why they were named this way. The Charlotte, there was a woman that was going out and she refused to wear a blanket. It was a very cold, cold night, and she was out in her carriage and she froze
Okay.
literally to death while in the carriage without her blanket. And for some reason, the dolls became known as this Frozen Charlotte.
Interesting.
So those two are Frozen Charlottes. The other ones move. And one more?
So this doll, I feel like the little girl hated this doll. Like, didn't like the face, didn't like anything about the doll. Like, was
This
kind of
one-
mad about it. It's funny that it had an anger with
This hair is all a little messy and things. So she didn't like this doll.
it. No. Like, there's an anger, like she wanted a prettier doll or nicer doll, and she ended up getting that doll.
I kind of feel that when she played with these dolls that she imbued different personalities and different parts of her personality. Though you feel the man that's around her was bipolar, I feel more of a multiple personality disorder for the little girl, kind of as a coping mechanism. We all learn to interact and socialize through our dolls, most girls do, and therefore they put a piece of themselves in it. So maybe this was the angry doll, her that couldn't do things right, whose hair was messy and who was, not worthy and being punished. But these other two were just the playmates or the helpers of the doll. And this one, what did you say? This one was the one that you said was the most alive. This was her in her balanced state. And this one, the heavier one, was almost like a mother figure. So
I'm thinking a protector, definitely, in some way, perhaps, too.
I didn't get this until you said it, but I really got a little bit of sexual abuse towards the little girl from the old man. And that maybe she tried to put this in perspective through
And
the
hide
dolls.
and seek and make it like
Hide, and she,
a game.
and he, no, we don't know.
Do you know anything else
no,
about the dolls?
No, I do not. I know about all the horrors
Okay.
that happened with the letter, that she believes that these are cursed dolls.
Oh, okay.
Not just haunted dolls, but cursed for all the bad things that happened around her. And I left them here for several days. I get a sadness more around them than I get a violence. And I wanted them to sit here for a few days. I wanted, them to interact with the children that were here, so that the children here could play with them or tell us if they, if any of the children's spirits here, Michael or the rest, want to tattletale of the little dolls. Did they do anything as I put them to rest? I'm going to sprinkle this a white cloth with some water, and I'm going to put the dolls in the white cloth in a basket with fresh camphor, and I'm going to put them away for a week and rebirth them. So I am doing this ritual to try to remove any negativity embedded in the dolls and to transform it. Therefore, hopefully also helping the spirit of the little girl that is with these dolls. And if the grumpy old man is still around, hoping to make him go far, far away. Camphor is for protection. So I'm putting the dolls in this basket, wrapping them up, covering them with some holy waters and things, and I'm going to put them to sleep, or as we say in Voodoo, coucher. I'll bless the box in the meantime as well, and I will hit the bell. and ask if the children's spirits that are here, did they notice anything about the dolls, anything they would like to say? I thought they didn't want to play.
They
No.
like a new energy coming in. They were a little afraid of the old man, though. The old man attachment that keeps wanting to come up. I feel like they like the dolls, but they don't necessarily trust this old man energy that wants to come through.
Okay, well, I'm going to leave this last branch of camphor to send away the old man or to make sure that he transforms today. Do you get anything about any animals?
Dog barking. I do hear a dog bark.
He was a living dog or a dead dog?
It felt like a dead dog.
Okay, ghost dog.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if there was child abuse, there might have been animal abuse because there was animal issues that occurred as what made this woman think they were cursed.
Oh.
That her animals start getting,
Okay.
sick or hit or, had convulsions, had to go to the hospital,
Wow.
So there was a lot of animal energy around that. In fact, there was a lot of animal energy about the cursed Ouija board that I had too. They said that the reptiles and this fish and those things were dying every time somebody got a hold of it. And that even happened to me, even though I did try to
Sometimes
cleanse it
the
off.
animals absorb, right, what's meant for the human.
Right. Well, they're protectors. That's the whole concept of having a familiar is
Mm-hmm.
they would willingly take the hit for you to protect you,
True.
So that is very possible of what happened to her. But there were 2 dogs involved that had some very negative things happen, as well as some a motorcycle and a car and a house being broken in. There was a lot of things all in a row from the moment of getting these dolls. I specifically brought the dolls here and not home during all this to see if anybody here can help transform, and may the animals stay unharmed. We open the gates. Thank you, Miss Juliet. It is nice to have you back. How does it feel to be in this room? Do you feel like you miss it?
I do miss it. It feels really good and welcoming. I feel like the spirits
I'm probably happy to see you,
definitely.
and Jagger and them have come by once or twice. I came here on my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
We
both
not
had Aries birthdays, which is funny too.
Recently, during this, So, I definitely want the protection to stay here. And we'll see if we can help take some of the fear off of the little girl.
Yes.
The little girl which is going, both her and the old man, on the dolls. And by cleansing the dolls themselves, we hope they don't just attach that. You know how, as children, they learn to interact in the world through their dolls. They make scenarios. There's good neighbors, bad neighbors. The annoying sister doll.
And the one that was left out, or a lot of the frustration in that one doll that the little girl didn't like.
Yeah, that was her bad. Like the guy saying, "You're no good, you're no good." So she's like, "You're no good." This is the part of me that I want to put away. So she put all the angst into that one, and then the others. It's just very, very interesting. The very small dolls, which I had no idea what they were going to look like when the lady called, but I'm going to let you read the letter and see if you get anything from that too.
Okay.
Let's close the gates. Any spirits here that still have something to say, you're welcome to visit us in dreams henceforth from this day. Continue to give us messages and we'll try to bring bread to you. And hopefully this will all go away soon and we'll be back to you. Close the gates until we meet again. Thank you. It's on video? Well, my dear, we are here in the seance parlor to deal with some haunted dolls and a few other things. So my trusty assistant, Samantha, say hello, Samantha, is here to help today. So I am going to open the way. We ask Legbot to open the way to protect us today. We ask Mama, Marie Laveau, Marie, the patron of the city and the patron of our seance parlor here at the Haunted Museum, to be with us too as we open the way. We're going to light the protection candle. Thank you. Because a little protection never hurt anyone.
But we're going to go do a little extra step to the dolls. Now, I put the dolls to coucher. I put the dolls to sleep 2 or 3 days ago, I have to count. And we're going to do a little feeding and an extra cleansing in the middle. But they do not get to wake up till a full 7 days has passed. So you don't get to see them now. You can feel them, touch the basket.
Mm-hmm.
What do you feel about the dolls inside?
I don't know. Feels warm.
Warm?
Mm-hmm.
Happy, sad?
I like dolls, so happy, but I don't know.
No, that's because I told you they were dolls. I guess you already knew. But
Yeah.
they're supposedly cursed, so we're trying to take that off of them. And I'm going to smudge them because, according to the letter that the lady wrote, they had smudged with some Native American Indian traditions that her husband's father had taught him. And they also use Florida water. So we're doing a little bit more than that, but we're adding that to keep it consistent. All right. Oh, by the way, give me that over there, that doll in the box. Can you, cameraman, or can you grab that box? Oh, well, never mind. Grab the box. Thank you. Now, there was a collection of dolls that had been haunted, but there was some other things she threw in there that she thought were tainted too. I'm going to give you the cauldron with the sage inside. I'm going to give you the matches. We're going to leave the protection can. I'll bring the protection candle. But before we go, oh wise cameraman, this was also in there if you want to do a close-up. What is this that I'm holding?
Well, that is Chi-Chi from Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball. She is Goku's wife. Goku, of course, is the main character of Dragon Ball Z. That's her as a little girl, though.
And what, does she grow up during the series?
Yeah, she does. The series, it's kind of like 2 different series, so it takes place over like 20, 30 years or so.
Come forward to me, cameraman. Come forward to me. If you can, I'm going to put this in the niche of your elbow. There you go. See if you feel anything. Close your eyes and see if you feel anything about that doll that's not normal. Since you played with Dragon Ball Z dolls in the past, or maybe in the present.
I can't say that I do.
Okay. But in general, here, let's see if the K2 meter gets anything on it. Just put the doll close. Doesn't seem to register any EMF. Show you away. Here, you want to give it a little smudge just for the fun of it. Dragon Ball Z cleanse and so motivate. Well, that was not the main problem. This was. So we're going to take this into the other room, onto the chair, which they set for several days. And we're going to try to do a different cleansing. And we're going to walk out, excuse me, and... So you don't think Dragon Ball Z is cursed, huh?
I don't think the Chi-Chi toy is cursed, mostly because it is unopened and unplayed with. It doesn't seem like something that would have picked up much energy that way.
Plastic. Couche. Put the protection panel around it. Smudging it, still sleeping in a bed of camphor and salt and holy waters. So that little doll, this little one is the one that you pointed out as the creepiest. That is the same doll that Juliet said was the creepiest, and this one may be the angriest. But this one, the creepiest, this is the one that held most of the energy that we might consider, let's say, unclean or dark. But anyway, they're still sleeping. This is halfway in the middle after 3 days, so I feed them again, and I'm going to put them back into the darkness to go to sleep, and then Father, Son, the Holy Ghost. And no EMF. Off they go. Let's go.